My name's Campbell and I'm a medical illustrator. Earlier this year, I decided to take a serious deep dive into the world of Instagram Reels and TikTok to see what would happen if I shifted my marketing strategy to just video. And the results were surprising. My viewer count went up, audience reach and engagement went up, and I even connected with an entirely new audience that I never thought possible. The thing is, getting here was not easy. I wanted to figure out how to make good videos because I wanted to teach that to other medical and scientific illustrators. So there was a lot of trial and error, but I think I've got something that I want to share with you today. So let's get started. First, let me introduce myself properly. I run Now Medical Studios with my business partner, Emily Holden. Together, we have a team of very talented, multidisciplinary medical illustrators. I don't mind saying that we're a bunch of talented ladies who want to do good work for our clients and work with nice people. And it's thanks to the internet and social media, we get the opportunity to work with clients from all around the world, not just where we're located, which is Scotland, by the way, right here. Anyway, being a small business owner, we are constantly on the lookout on how to best market our company and services because it's so easy to get lost. And I found that you are your own best advocate for telling people or telling the world that you exist because who else is going to do that for you? And for our company, we don't have a marketing team that can strategize for us and create all these amazing marketing materials. It's just Emily and myself and our team working hard to get our names out there. So social media marketing is one of our strategies that we adopt because it's relatively low budget and it's a form of evergreen content in terms of once it gets out there, it has its own opportunity to grow and spread. And as you know, social media is an ever-changing landscape and video is dominating social media these days. The algorithms seem to favor it, audiences seem to love watching it, and there are so many think piece articles telling you that you need to have a brilliant video marketing strategy under your belt as well. And when I read these things, I'm just kind of like, yeah, that's great and all, but what does the actual production look like? Like, what does the work entail in order to create this type of content that is semi-successful? So I needed some kind of strategy. And with that strategy, I needed to consider the audience that I want to reach because it's going to set the tone for all the content that I create. And once I knew roughly who I wanted to reach, I had to come up with content ideas. And that kind of links quite nicely with posting schedule as well, because they're both kind of interlinked. Then there's production steps. What is the most streamlined way for me to film, edit, and post quickly without falling into the trap of perfectionism, which we've all done before? I just needed to get it done and get it out there. And then after that, it's reviewing analytics and identifying what worked and what didn't work, and then rinse and repeating the process on the successful cases. So that's kind of the outline of my production steps. Let's see that in practice. Let's take a look at the anatomy of a reel. In order for your reels to be successful and reach a wider audience, it needs to follow a couple of criterias. Number one is to create unique and educational content, which is why I'm not going to tell you what you should put in your reels. That uniqueness comes from you, and you'll probably know your audience much better than I would. Number two is get straight to the point in your videos. Cut out any unnecessary stuff because attention spans and run times are shorter, so you need to get your point across within the first couple of seconds. Number three is if you have voiceover, make sure you have closed captions, either by using Instagram or TikTok's inbuilt captioning system, or you can have burned-in captions as well. The reason for this is that many people watch your videos without sound, so you want to be able to grab their attention in another way. Number four is to use trending audio. This will definitely help with reaching a wider audience. And number five is to film high quality content. So make sure your video and audio recordings are of high quality. And number six is to try different run times. Sometimes a short 7-second video can be really successful in reaching a wider audience. This will entice them to go to your profiles and maybe watch those longer form 30 to 60-second videos where you have more educational content to offer. So these are 6 general points that you should try to adopt whenever you're creating video marketing for your social media channels. Now let's talk about strategy. So I think medical and scientific illustrators are going to be really great at this part because you can do what you do best, and that is telling a story as part of your videos that you create. Reels are an absolutely fantastic medium for storytelling in really quick, small bites. And you can craft really nice narratives and take viewers on a journey of what you do professionally. And our industry is still relatively small in that not many people realize the very specialized set of skills that we hold in order to create the work that we do. So you can leverage your reels as kind of like an educational tool to inform people about the amount of work that you put into your graphics, because there is so much pre-production that goes into it. It's absolutely wild. And I don't think people appreciate that enough. So a sneak peek into that process is a really simple way to show people your value as a medical or scientific illustrator. Let's talk about content ideation and planning. When brainstorming content topics, definitely have like some kind of notebook or repository for where you can jot down your ideas. Once you get a couple of ideas down, you'll find it's a lot easier to come up with new ideas. But if you're really stuck for ideas, you could potentially use AI to help you. You can ask it to give you a list of prompts to help get your creative juices flowing. Not all of them are going to be relevant for what you do, but at least it's somewhere to start. Another way for approaching content ideas is also to approach it with a theme in mind. So it could be a series of videos that showcase all the resources you use as a scientific illustrator. When you group content ideas together, it makes batch shooting and creating a lot easier as well. So you have some new ideas, let's make them come to life. When it comes to script writing, I usually do this on my phone, which means I can do it anywhere. I write scripts because I'm not a very good natural speaker, and I kind of need to problem solve what I want to say or how I will say things first. Now, you might be quite a charismatic speaker in front of a camera, so if that's you, you can probably skip the script writing step. Anyways, when writing script for socials, get straight to the point and keep it conversational. When it comes to recording audio, you don't need any fancy audio recording equipment. In fact, you can actually use the microphone from your smartphone. This is actually my iPhone XR. It's an older generation iPhone, and you'll notice that I'm actually using it to record a lot of the audio for this video. For recording audio, make sure that the mic is positioned close to your mouth, but not too close where you get pops and distortions. And your phone will probably come with its own inbuilt voice recording memo app, which you can use to record your audio. Now, if you ever find that your voice recording is a little bit too echoey, what you can do is just surround yourself with some soft furnishings, and that'll give you a really nice audio recording. Once I have my audio done, I usually dive right into filming, but not before I sort out the video settings on my phone. Most phone recording settings are at a lower quality than what you'd want. Instead of filming in 1920 by 1080, film in 4K. And if you want a crisper look, you can film at 30 or 60 frames per second. But if you want a more cinematic feel, then drop it down to 25 frames per second. So for filming, always make sure that you clean your lens and film using the camera on the back of your phone. The rear camera generally has a higher resolution and image stabilization than compared with the camera on your front phone. Film vertically so you get the most out of your 4K resolution, and avoid artificial overhead lights and aim for natural lighting near a window. If you don't have a tripod, don't worry, you can always prop your phones on some books to help keep your phone steady. And plan ahead before you start filming, because multiple shots make your footage interesting, especially if they're watching it with no audio. Begin with an establishing shot to set the scene and introduction, and think about adding a variety of shots or B-roll to basically tell the story visually. Now that you have all of your audio and shots completed, you can go into editing your footage. Since I have an Adobe Cloud subscription, I like to use Premiere Rush as my video editor. I feel like this gives me a little more control rather than editing with an Instagram or TikTok. First, upload my audio file and then edit my audio, making sure to delete any gaps or outtakes. After that, I'll lock my audio layer and start to pull in my video footage and edit that in time with my VO. Once I have everything in place, I can export and save it out. The key here is fast, easy editing. I don't want to spend too much time finessing over details that no one else is going to notice. Now let's upload our videos to Instagram. Go to your profile and click on the plus icon and click Reel to upload a video. Select your footage that you exported out and click Next. Now click on the music icon to browse music to accompany your reel. Make sure to select music that has a little arrow next to it. This means that it's trending audio. Once you select a track that you like, there are further options for you to edit the section that best suits your clip. Make sure to go back to the music icon and select controls to adjust the volume settings of the background music. You don't want this to overshadow your voiceover. If you have voiceover, make sure to add in closed captions. And Instagram and TikTok give you different design options to choose from. You can also edit these captions in case it was transcribed incorrectly. After that, click on Next to prepare the video for publication. Select the cover that's appealing, and then make sure to add appropriate captions and hashtags relevant to your video. You have a few options now for publication. If you want to publish the video right away, just click on the shared button. If you want to save the video edit, you can always save a draft of your edit. Alternatively, if you want to line up a series of videos to go out one after another, you can always schedule the video publication using the advanced settings. Whew, and that's it. I hope you enjoyed this session about video marketing for your social media channels and that you've gone away with some tips or are just inspired to try out something new. That's kind of how I ended up falling into this in the first place. Thanks so much for tuning in, and thanks so much to everyone at the Guild of Natural Science Illustrators to let me be part of the conference this year. Okay, bye bye for now.